Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gabriel Dumbrique, more commonly known as G, like the letter. It's true. Let's go back on the script. And I'm double majoring in psychology and human development and will be graduating this spring. On behalf of everyone at the Center for Civic Engagement, the Office of Student Involvement, and the Associated Students of Washington State University, welcome to the 2016 Leadership and Engagement Awards of Distinction, the premier co-curricular awards program honoring student leadership at Washington State University. Since 1996, the students and staff of the Cougar Leadership Program have had the privilege of serving the university and our president in coordinating this annual program that features the President's Award for Leadership and Service. As a testimony to our belief that civic engagement, service to our fellow students, and service to our local and global communities is leadership, the President's Award came simply to be known as the President's Award for Leadership. In addition to the President's Award for Leadership, this event includes a gallery of leadership located on the north side of the ballroom, highlighting student leadership efforts throughout the campus and community. Before we get to some of the many formal elements of our program, we would like to invite up an individual whose leadership is consistent with the values of Washington State University, ASWSU President Kyle Geiger.
Thank you, G. We also have ASWSU Vice President Samantha Keeling with us here tonight. Hello and welcome to the 2016 LEAD Awards. I would first like to congratulate all the award winners here today and thank you for your service to Washington State University.
So one of the common themes for ASWSU this year has been fiscal responsibility. We cut our USA Today Readership Program by $50,000, and that money this year has been used to fund different student organizations putting on events like Africa Night and India Night. We also use that money to create a Crimson Grant, which helps starting student organizations fund some of the things that they'd like to do, but they don't have the funds to do them yet.
In addition to reworking the budget to allow for more registered student organization sponsorships, we have also conserved our allocation from the bookie dividend, allowing for over $50,000 in scholarships this year. This money will be used to fund over 100 scholarships for WSU students through the ASWSU True Coug Scholarship Program.
From a legislative perspective, we continued our efforts in Olympia with our annual Coug Day at the Capitol. This year we brought over 100 WSU students to lobby on behalf of higher education in our state's capital. This event has had a direct impact on the prices that students pay for college with the tuition decrease that we've seen this past year and the one upcoming. Huge shout out to Emily Strode, who's here to get an award tonight, who helped plan that event and is our doula. We also worked with WSU administration to rewrite the Washington Administrative Code for free speech zones that will allow increased freedom of speech on campus.
In the Pullman community, we hosted events including the Halloween Carnival, 30 Days of Pullman, Restaurant Week, and Dance-a-thon this last Saturday, which raised approximately $15,000 for Pullman Regional Hospital. This happens to be double last year's mark. We also raised over $24,000 for the multicultural fundraising banquet for the student-led conferences Shaping Cash and Vibes. Huge shout out to Sebastian Kalilikani for his work on that project. He is also award winner here tonight.
From a university standpoint, we facilitated the creation of the Cost Reduction Task Force, which tackles reducing student costs other than tuition, such as textbooks and access codes. We also had students on the Presidential Search Committee that helped pick the next Washington State University president. We also worked with interim President Dan Bernardo and other administrators on campus to produce 2 videos this year for our It's on Coug sexual assault campaign. These videos, created by Assistant Director for Diversity Efforts Somya Murthy, reached over 4 million people.
In addition to these highlights and many other events, we also saw a record turnout for the ASWSU elections, and we are proud and perhaps a little more than eager to hand the baton over to President-elect Christensen and Vice President-elect Kyle Strachilla. To conclude, I want to say thank you on behalf of all of ASWSU for allowing us the opportunity to lead, but most importantly, the opportunity to learn and grow. Thank you, and go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
beginning.
It is my pleasure to invite incoming ASWSU President Taylor Christensen and Vice President Kyle Strachilla to join me on stage. Also, would ASWSU Chief Justice Annie Pocklington join us to administer the oath of office?
President-elect Christensen, Vice President-elect Strachilla, please raise your right hands and repeat each phrase after me to take the oath of office as the 2016 and 2017 Associated Students of Washington State University Executive Officers. I do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of my office and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Associated Students of Washington State University. Congratulations, President Christensen and Vice President Strachilla.
Wow, so Kyle and I think I speak on both of us, we're really excited to serve the students of Washington State University, and it's an honor to sit in front of so many amazing students on our left. And we're just really excited and honored to serve everyone. We have a lot of big things planned, and keep a look out for them. It's going to be a hard act to follow following Kyle and Sam, but we're really excited, and I want to thank all of you for your support. It's been really overwhelming. Celebrate them tonight. They deserve it. Thanks.
Congratulations again on your recent election to serve our students on the Pullman campus. We wish you the best of luck in the upcoming year. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce to the stage the President of the Graduate Professional Student Association, Melanie Thornton.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Melanie Thornton. I am a fourth-year PhD candidate in School of the Environment, and I'm the current and newly elected president of GPSA. GPSA sets precedents for graduate and professional student scholarship, civic engagement, and leadership. The organization is comprised of high-quality students who make it their mission to change the state of the university and our community, making it a more diverse, accepting, and tolerant place to live in. GPSA members pride themselves on community and collaboration, working with those who make our community a better place. Partners like CCE, ASWSU, Pullman City Council, and others work together to build on student engagement and success. I can say that we in GPSA are so thrilled to continue working with our partners to foster positivity in the graduate and professional student community. As GPSA president, I do not take this task lightly, and I am honored and humbled to continue to serve my constituents. And I promise I will do everything in my power to be an advocate to all graduate and professional students here at WSU. That being said, I recognize the dedication and devotion that the majority of our graduate students possess for excellence in leadership. We are here today to recognize this graduate professional student excellence. We know that these students will go on to change the world, and we want to be there to support you along the way. Congratulations to all the President Leadership Award winners. We are so proud of you. And next, I'd like to introduce the Executive Director of Student Involvement, Brian Sheffield.
Good evening. It's great to see everyone out tonight. Our office in student involvement, we get to work with so many students, putting on hundreds of events each year. This has to be one of my favorites. We just don't have enough opportunities to really recognize all the great work our students do, and so it's nice to see some of them recognized here tonight. Tonight, though, my privilege is to introduce our university's president. Daniel J. Bernardo was named interim president of Washington State University on July 7th, 2015, following the death of President Elson Floyd on the 20th of June. Interim President Bernardo has continued the momentum and progress on institution initiatives and priorities identified under President Floyd's leadership. Those priorities include development of the Elson S. Floyd College of Medicine and other facets of the university's health sciences portfolio, increased support for research focused on the grand challenges, and revitalizing initiatives and programs that support student success. More so, he has continued meeting with the ASWSU president and officers on a frequent basis. He responds to student emails and continues to be active and engaged with students across WSU. President Bernardo was named WSU's provost and executive vice president on May 16, 2014. He served in the role of on an interim basis from June 1st, 2013 to May 15th, 2014. And in this position, he served as the university's senior academic officer with responsibility for academic planning, budgeting, and diversity programs, international programs, enrollment management, and recruitment and retention of faculty, staff, and students. Reporting to the president, he worked with a team of academic deans, vice presidents, senior administrators, faculty, staff, and student governance bodies to formulate and implement policies to advance WSU's strategic goals. President Bernardo has extensive experience in higher education, including teaching, research, administration, and policy administration at the university, college, and departmental levels. The interim president our interim president earned a PhD in agricultural economics here at WSU and a BS in agriculture and managerial economics at the University of California, Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, President Daniel Bernardo.
Well, it's great to be here today to celebrate two words that are really important to WSU and our success, and that's leadership and engagement. And, I was struck just by the three student leaders who were up here, obviously the two incoming as well, but I think about working this year with Kyle and Sam, who came into their positions in a little bit of an indirect way as I did. And then Melanie, who I just called Megan a little bit ago, I was a little bit scared that she was going to introduce me and call me something other than Dan. But Melanie is, really kind of the Energizer bunny of GPSA. She's really taken GPSA to a completely different level than we've had at WSU, at least in the 10 years that I've been at WSU. And those are the type of student leaders with accomplishment that we're celebrating here today. WSU is a national leader in campus engagement. WSU is recognized as one of the elite institutions in America that is classified as a Carnegie highly engaged institution. We are also a member of the U.S. President's Higher Education Community Service Honor Roll. And engagement is one of the four major themes of the WSU strategic plan. And if you care to, you can go to that plan and our annual report that we just published and see how we are measuring and monitoring and trying to improve engagement and build upon an already excellent record as an engaged institution. Engagement is what defines WSU as a land-grant institution, and people who know me know that I'm a land-grant person. I've been at 5 institutions as a student or a faculty member or as an administrator, and all 5 are land-grant institutions. It's part of my fiber, and I know it's part of the fiber of many faculty, staff, in the room today. You know, engagement in our land-grant mission is what really defines us and differentiates us from many other universities, including, for example, what I affectionately refer to as Brand X on the other side of the state. Engagement is what defines our research and takes that research beyond the discovery and to application in the communities of Washington State, the nation, and the world. Engagement's that aspect of teaching that enables learning beyond the campus walls. And it's that aspect of service that directly benefits the public and the communities we serve, whether that's community used quite generally, the community of Pullman, the community of the state of Washington, the community of the nation, the community of the world. So engagement is really about using our teaching, research, and our service to do better things for society and make our world a better place. And there's great examples of that. We're going to hear many of those today as we recognize students, staff that have done so much for us in leadership and engagement at WSU. A couple of really interesting points just demonstrate the fact that engagement is part of the fiber of our university and really one of our three major activities at WSU. More than 20% of our student body participates in at least one registered student organization, and over half of those participate in more than one organization. Our Greek organizations, and I have been engaged with the Greek community quite actively lately, and this this fact that the Greek organizations provide 42,000 hours of community service is an illustration of what they bring to the community and to this, and bigger than just the community of Pullman, because that community service outreaches to many other areas. This is an important part of Greek life and one that we need to regularly communicate to folks not aware. The Center for Civic Engagement, which is kind of the epicenter of student service and community service at WSU, accounted for 85,000 service hours last fiscal year and over 900 service learning programs. I'm getting that, by the way, from the strategic planning report. So we are counting, and we are trying to improve upon those numbers. And one thing that's really important as we talk about student engagement is the faculty and staff and administrators who assist the students in making that happen. And all of our awardees, I think, could provide testament to the fact that there's other people behind their activities and their successes. And oftentimes in a university environment, and I know the faculty here would probably agree with this, unfortunately, and that is sometimes these type of activities aren't well rewarded in the traditional faculty evaluation. But the faculty that participate in them do them because they're interested in the development of our students, and they're interested in how our university outreaches to the communities we serve. So I really want to recognize and thank the faculty and staff who make student engagement happen at WSU. And I would be remiss if we just talked about the student side of engagement. Probably remiss because I used to be the Dean of Agriculture, Human Natural Resource Sciences, and the Director of Extension. So there's a whole nother piece to engagement and an engaged institution well beyond the student activities that we're principally celebrating here today. And that is the outreach and the extension of our research that goes on through formal, what I call capital E extension, but through all of the campuses at WSU. We can share amazing stories of engagement impacting the lives of people in sub-Saharan Africa through our international ag development programs and our global animal health programs. We can talk about our extension programs that literally contribute hundreds of thousands of volunteer hours out across the state in programs like Food Sense and 4-H and the like. And then we can talk about assistance programs. Perhaps some of the students we recognize today might be involved in the assistance program, for example, that reached out to the communities in and around OSO, the victims of the mudslide, and how WSU is there to support those communities with educational programs, with infrastructure, and then with just basic manpower to help rebuild their communities. Those are the ways that WSU uniquely impacts the state of Washington and the world. The LEAD Awards here recognize leadership among students, faculty, and staff, and student organizations who have really made a difference with the communities we serve. And leadership, as we were referencing earlier, is really what makes this happen. And as I said, I'm just amazed at our students and their abilities to lead. I read somewhere recently, and I can't even remember where this was, that at least in your parents' generation, which might be my generation or might be I might be one generation above that, unfortunately. The parents are getting younger and younger. In those generations, most of those folks never had a formal leadership experience until age 30 or beyond. Kind of shows, huh? With your parents, but that's changing with this generation, and it's really, I think it's not necessarily driven by us and our generation. I think it's driven by their generation and the fact that they're demanding that. This generation is more service oriented. They're more concerned about the world around them, and they have driven this change from, if you will, the ground up. And we see today the leadership contributions that they make to make the world a better place. So through my engagement with a variety of different organizations, such as ASWSU and the Presidential Student Advisory Board, some of the Greek organizations, I've seen vividly how our students contribute. And everywhere you go, it seems like there's a WSU organization stepping up to provide leadership and assistance. The other day I was guest server at the, what was it called? The Bow Wow Ball and Yappy Hour, which was a benefit for the local Humane Society. And there were our students providing the assistance that was necessary to really pull off a pretty extraordinary event. And we heard several others, the multicultural banquet that our students put together that was instrumental in raising money for multicultural programs at WSU. These are really student-led, and we just kind of get out of the way, and we appreciate all that you do to make our university a better place. So thank you for your leadership and service, and thank you as well to those in the audience who might not be recognized with a formal award, but are certainly winners today for their contributions, really to a better community and to a better world. We're better off for you, for your actions, from your actions, and we really indeed appreciate what you do for WSU and look forward to seeing what you do when you leave here, which I think will be truly amazing in your own communities. Thank you.
MCG, back on the microphone. Again, thank you, President Bernardo, for joining us tonight and for your thoughts on leadership at WSU. As you heard earlier this evening, we will be recognizing a variety of outstanding individuals and organizations within the WSU community with the President's Award for Leadership. Before we recognize this year's awardees, we know that we have some of the distinguished past winners with us to celebrate our new inductees. If you are a past recipient of the President's Award, would you please stand to be acknowledged? Thank you again. We are honored to have you with us tonight. President Bernardo, would you please join us near the front of the stage to help us congratulate this year's honorees? Thank you. Before announcing the individual student award winners, we will present awards to faculty and staff, community partners, and student groups. Although we are asking for one representative of groups and organizations to accept the award, we would like to get pictures of the entire groups after the event, so please stick around. At this time, please welcome Ben Calabretta, the Associate Director of the Center for Civic Engagement, to recognize our faculty and staff recipients.
Thanks, G. Our faculty and staff honorees this evening represent distinct ways in which mentors and leaders within the university community challenge students to grow, become more culturally competent, and find their leadership capabilities. Many of our student recipients tonight have reached their potential due to the support and guidance of our faculty and staff honorees. Our first recipient of the President's Award is Arlene Parquet. Arlene serves as the Director of Recruitment and Retention for the College of Arts and Sciences and advises the Student Ambassadors Program. In a letter of support, one student wrote that Arlene has challenged all of the ambassadors, including myself, to become better leaders by looking at problems from different perspectives. She leads us to accomplish numerous activities and events that were not so popular in years past. Arlene also encourages students to travel abroad to engage in programs that take students beyond the boundaries of the university for an enriching academic experience. Congratulations, Arlene. Our next recipient is Dr. Kathleen Ryan. Since 2009, and I'm not sure she is here, good. Since 2009, Dr. Ryan has been an assistant professor of interior design within the Connors School of Design and Construction. In a letter of support, Kathleen was described as instrumental in networking to help students generate projects and community partnerships, helping students maintain them, and providing oversight to ensure high standards are met. Through engaging with communities and moving students outside their comfort zones, Dr. Ryan provides a stepping stone for students to become active global citizens. Congratulations, Dr. Ryan. Dr. Michael Sanchez is our next award winner. Dr. Sanchez is an assistant professor with landscape architecture within the Connors School of Design and Construction. Dr. Sanchez has been described by his students as being keen on reconnecting people with nature. One of his interests is in living architecture, a combination of built and natural elements. Professor Sanchez has worked with 4 sections and 26 students who by the end of this semester will have completed over 1,800 hours for the communities in this region. Thank you, Dr. Sanchez. And our final recipient is Dr. Jacqueline Van Wormer. Many students have been positively influenced by Dr. Van Wormer as an assistant professor within the Criminal Justice and Criminology Department at WSU. In a letter of support, one student wrote, "What most impresses me about Dr. Van Wormer is the endless hours dedicated to coordinating Washington State's Model for Change initiative, a systems reform in juvenile justice which seeks to improve the lives of young people involved in the justice system, their families, and their communities. She has dedicated her career and community service to changing the lives of children in trouble, addressing the needs of justice-involved substance abusers, and helping the chronically disadvantaged in our communities. In fact, Dr. Van Wormer just learned that she received a $1.75 million grant from the MacArthur Foundation to continue this work. Congratulations, Dr. Van Wormer. Let's give our faculty and staff recipients one more round of applause for their fine work in fostering WSU students' leadership. Now, please welcome Ryan Lazo, the Center for Civic Engagement Community Partnerships Coordinator, to present the Community Partner recipients.
As a land-grant institution, Washington State University has a long-standing commitment to the communities in the state. Each year, hundreds of community organizations work with WSU students, faculty, and staff to improve the world around us. The three following community organizations support WSU through their outstanding contributions to the student experience by providing opportunities for involvement through youth and senior initiatives, neglected animal care, and much more. The first community partner we'll recognize tonight is the Council on Aging and Human Services. Located in Colfax, this organization is committed to enhancing and supporting communities throughout Whitman County by providing assistance with transportation, nutrition services, and life skills classes. In a letter of support, one student wrote, "Since most students come from areas outside of Pullman, life on campus can be disconnected with the rest of the community. When the Council on Aging and Human Services opens their doors to student volunteers, it helps students understand how their participation plays a vital role in meeting this organization's needs. Students are regularly involved with the food pantry while also helping promote and execute events such as Tom's Turkey Drive around Thanksgiving." The next agency that we'll recognize tonight is Orphan Acres Equine Rescue and Rehabilitation. Although they were unable to make it tonight, Orphan Acres is, what they do is they provide care and rehabilitation services for abandoned, neglected, and abused animals, horses in particular, while also educating the public on issues surrounding other aspects of horse ownership. One student described their experience with Orphan Acres as generating a real sense of responsibility by contributing to a humanitarian cause unlike no other in the area. Students spend time grooming, feeding, and socializing horses, cleaning stalls, repairing fences, and performing other important tasks that maintain the safety and comfort of the horses at the rescue. Lastly, we'll recognize the Whitman County Rural Library District. This organization promotes literacy and education to the children and adolescents of Whitman County. They also stimulate connections between ideas and people and encourage self-education. In a letter of recommendation, one student wrote, "Through partnerships with the youth and after-school programs, WSU students have the ability to take on responsibilities by learning from and giving back to surrounding communities." Additionally, an interior design class will work with the libraries to create free little libraries to install throughout Whitman County. Congratulations to our amazing community partners. I would like to introduce ASWSU Director of Student Life, Victoria Pearl Young, to the stage to present our student organization winners.
Hello there. Through group membership and participation, WSU students lead to effect positive change. Group leadership can amplify the efforts of individuals and create significant collective impact. Student organizations recognized by the President's Award for Leadership exemplify the notion that we can accomplish more together than we can alone. Our first student group awardee is the Association of Bangladeshi Students and Scholars. The mission of the ABSS is to represent Bangladeshi culture, both at WSU and within the Pullman community, In a letter of support, one student expressed that by spreading the importance of mother language, we are encouraging people to protect their culture and share it with others. Through collaboration with other student groups, ABSS has been able to provide the Pullman campus with multiple events ranging from culture performances, leadership opportunities, and research expositions. Congratulations to ABSS. Our next recipient is the Circle K International. Circle K International has partnered with various local organizations in order to complete community service projects that impact not only the Pullman community, but also the greater Pacific Northwest. One student member wrote, "Circle K International's impact can be felt by not only those who they serve, but also the members who take part in club activities." Circle K also plans 2 annual district events for international clubs in Alaska, Washington, Oregon, California, British Columbia, and Idaho. Congratulations to Circle K International. Next, we have the Indian Student Association. The Indian Student Association efforts have led to many positive changes internally, as many of their members have gained professional development such as leadership, budgeting and finance, event planning, coordinating, and time management skills. The organization continues to build momentum and awareness of Indian culture and reduces stereotypes that exist on campus. As a result of ISA's actions, many people were able to learn about Indian culture at the events and why it is important to treat everyone as an individual. Congratulations to ISA. Our final award recipient is the YWCA of WSU. YWCA's goal of eliminating racism and empowering women is evident in every event they host. The Secretary of Generation Action states that I have seen YWCA reach out at every opportunity for collaboration between people to create events that benefit everyone on campus. They work tirelessly to make a difference in the WSU community. Ultimately, YWCA brings people together to give them a voice and work towards eliminating a larger issue on campus like racism and sexual violence. Congratulations to each of these student organizations and the amazing work that you've all been doing. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Erin McElrath, and I'm the Marketing Communications Coordinator for the Center for Civic Engagement, and I'm here to announce the graduate and professional student winners this evening. Graduate and professional students come to WSU from all over the nation and the world to participate in our cutting-edge, world-class research. Graduate students must be ambitious, talented leaders to pursue a degree at WSU, and these 4 students have gone above and beyond the already high expectations for graduate students to create lasting change in our community and lead their peers in a variety of ways. Our first President Award recipient is Paulina Aberstan. Paulina is a doctoral student in the Cultural Studies and Social Thought in Education program in Pullman. In a letter of support, one wrote, "Paulina's scholarship focuses on underrepresented students, which reflects her passion for social justice and equity. She has written Recovering and Reclaiming Queer and Transgender Filipina Identities in Education, which was showcased in the WSU Journal of Indigenous and Mestiza Voices. As the co-founder and advisor of the WSU Queer People of Color and Allies, she has dedicated hours of her time volunteering, interacting, and working with diverse populations." Our next award recipient is Courtney Mayo. Courtney is completing her 3rd professional year with the College of Pharmacy in Spokane. Currently serving as the president for the WSU chapter of American Pharmacy Association, Courtney has been responsible for the APHA student members in all 3 didactic years, a significant increase in leadership responsibilities since the consolidation of pharmacy in Spokane. In a letter of recommendation, one states, "Courtney embodies true leadership skills and also demonstrates compassion towards others, whether it be her fellow classmates, faculty, or members of the community. I look forward to many impactful contributions Courtney will make to the profession of pharmacy in the future." Please help me welcome our next award recipient, Amber Morchek. Amber is a doctoral student in the Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology. Through letters of support, many said that Amber is considered to be one of the best instructors among criminal justice students. Amber is a graduate assistant with the Green Dot program, a violence prevention program on campus, and is also the lead instructor assisting Dr. Faith Lutz in running the Spring Prison Debate Project, where selected WSU students work directly in a team setting with inmates inside the prison facility. Amber not only trains individuals how to respond to violent situations, but she has been a driving force in education and training many WSU students about violence prevention. Our final graduate award recipient is Jillian Morrison. Jillian is a graduate student earning her PhD in mathematics in Pullman. In a letter of support, one wrote, "I found Miss Morrison is quite an ambitious and intelligent individual. Her determination is unrivaled and she is especially eager to learn. Ms. Morrison is on a quest for new knowledge and has demonstrated her determination to attain a higher level of knowledge in education." Jillian took the initiative of looking at other publications regarding barriers to higher education access for the Caribbean nations and is currently working on getting IRB approval to continue this line of research. Please join me one more time to recognize all 4 graduate student recipients of the 2016 President's Award for Leadership. Now to present our undergraduate student recipients of the President's Award for Leadership, please welcome Rudy Trejo, the Associate Director of Student Involvement, and Tamara Crooks, the Leadership Coordinator in Student Involvement.
I cannot have asked for a more perfect day to celebrate these amazing young people. Thank you for this day. Today, we get the privilege of recognizing amazing undergraduate students from all walks of co-curricular life. These student leaders exemplify the highest qualities of Washington State University and student leadership. They have been involved in many endeavors, yet they all share the same passion, dedication, and spirit. That spirit being and cultivating a dynamic campus environment, one that is truly special, one that is truly unique. Both Tamara and I are honored to present these amazing Cougs to you today. Our first President's Award recipient is Job Ashby. Job will graduate in May of 2017 with a major in psychology. Job has served as president of the Acadia fraternity and has volunteered his time to several community projects around Pullman. In his letter of recommendation, Job's supervisor wrote, quote, "Mr. Ashby is an extremely dedicated individual and presents with leadership skills, patience, and personal knowledge that he is able to integrate into his service delivery. It became clear that Mr. Ashby is a person who is able to find a balance between his professional, scholastic, intramural, and personal responsibilities." Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Job Ashby.
Our next awardee is Jennifer Buenta Trejo. Jennifer will graduate this May with a bachelor's degree in political science and comparative ethnic studies with a pre-law emphasis. In a letter of recommendation, the interim vice president of student affairs wrote, "Jennifer is a mature individual who takes her work seriously. She is very personable and has an outgoing, pleasant personality with excellent people skills. She's a team player and has the ability to work with a diverse student and community population." Jennifer also serves as chairman of MECHA and CASH. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Jennifer Burke is our next President's Award recipient. Jennifer will graduate this May with a bachelor's degree in French. In a letter of support, one said, quote, "Jennifer is self-aware, motivated, and always eager to improve. She is quick to reflect on her performance with self-feedback, and she consistently solicits feedback from her peers and supervisors. Jennifer leads by example and regularly inspires her peers to do better." Jennifer was a medical volunteer in Kenya, co-leader in multi-day outdoor excursions, and is actively raising funds to support a doctor in Kenya who is providing medical care to Kenyans in need. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Jennifer Burke.
Please help me to welcome our next recipient, Colby Kavanaugh. Colby is a senior majoring in strategic communication and comparative ethnic studies here at the WSU Pullman campus. Colby has held several leadership roles, and most recently, Colby held a position working with the SR 530 Mudslide Recovery Team, a nonprofit organization to help the relief efforts taking place with the Oso mudslide. With this cause being personal for Colby, his commitment and mentorship to this event was unmatched by his peers. In a letter of support, one said, "Working with Colby and watching him grow as a bright young man has been nothing short of inspirational. It is students like him that encourage and motivate those of us in higher education to continue our work with mentoring relationships." Congratulations, Colby.
Our next awardee is Trinidad Chavez. Trinidad is a senior in pursuit of a bachelor's degree in secondary education with an emphasis on math. Trinidad was selected by the WSU Foundation to be the student speaker for an outreach event where he spoke about his college experience as an immigrant to the United States and being actively involved in the Washington State community. In a letter of support, one said, quote, "Trinidad has proven to be a very mature man. He is a self-assured and calmly handles the stresses associated with demanding times in school, friends, work, and family. He is an individual who has lots of heart and is very passionate about his education, family, and culture. If there is anything that Trinidad has more than any of our other students, is that he is persistent in any course of action he takes. Throughout his involvement in the camp program, Trinidad has supported students from many different backgrounds and experiences, while also empowering them to create a successful and positive collegiate experience. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Trinidad Chavez.
Our next awardee is Gabriel G. Dumbreke. Gabriel will graduate this spring with a bachelor's in psychology and a bachelor's in human development. And an adolescent certificate. In a letter of support, one said, "G has a deep affinity to learning, caring, and appreciating his surroundings, regardless of where he is. Gabriel has an incredibly humble yet joyful demeanor that is well matched with his integrity and commitment to his education and his larger goal of becoming a high school guidance counselor. Gabriel has worked as a mentor along with being highly active in many other leadership opportunities across the campus." Congratulations, G.
At this time, please welcome Jordan Frost as our next recipient. Jordan is in pursuit of a bachelor's degree in social studies education and currently serves as the executive president of the Residence Hall Association, as a resident, also a resident advisor, and is on the university's conduct board. In Jordan's letter of support, one said, quote, "Jordan is truly the representative of the on-campus student in many of these engagements. He works to press student initiatives up the chain and understands that his voice carries the weight in those meetings. The biggest benefit of having a leader like Jordan is knowing that his work is foundational and will lead to bigger and better things for the future of this institution. Jordan's value to this school is invaluable, and his legacy will only grow as future Cougs build upon which he's worked so hard for. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jordan Frost."
Our next awardee is Samuel Horowitz. Samuel is a Samuel is a junior at WSU in pursuit of a bachelor's degree in communications and political science. In his role as a resident advisor, Sam is responsible for maintaining a mentorship role with approximately 50 residents. He shows a strong compassion and care for connecting with his residents to ensure that their first year at WSU is successful both academically and personally. Sam strives for community inclusiveness and even started an initiative to create a t-shirt with the WSU fight song listed in different languages. In a letter of support, one wrote, "If I describe Sam with one word, it would be wholehearted. He's compassionate, giving, kind, and genuine." Congratulations, Sam. Yes, Sam!
Amazing, amazing. Y'all good? Keep on the hits. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please help me welcome Mr. Sebastian Kilakane as our next recipient. Sebastian's a senior here at Washington State and is in pursuit of a bachelor's degree in construction management. During his time, Sebastian founded and serves as the vice president of the international fraternity Lambda Phi Epsilon. He currently holds the position of ASWSU Assistant Director of Diversity Efforts and works tirelessly to promote diversity within the Washington State campus and surrounding areas. In a letter of support, one wrote, quote, "I was shocked to say the least by Sebastian's excitement and vision for ASWSU, as well as his vision for all students at Washington State. Sebastian's vision for diversity includes bringing students from different backgrounds together to support and build a unified Coug family." Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sebastian Kilakane.
Our next President Award recipient is Samantha Keeling. Samantha is a senior at WSU and is pursuing a bachelor's degree in political science. Samantha has been involved with leadership since she first arrived on campus her freshman year. Within her first semester, she established a presence on the ASWSU Senate and was a freshman delegate. Currently, Samantha serves as ASWSU Vice President and has worked tirelessly on the It's on Cougs initiative to end sexual violence at WSU. In a letter of support, one wrote, "The WSU student experience was bettered by Samantha's efforts, including the creation of a student veteran center on campus and the passage of a tobacco-free campus." Congratulations, Sam.
I forget when you clap near the mic, you can hear it. My apologies. Yep. Marie Deanne Landsverk is our next President's Awardee. Marie is majoring in construction management and will graduate this spring. One letter of recommendation stated that, quote, "Marie has embodied the spirit of a true scholar and advocate by pursuing excellence in academics, fostering an inclusive, equitable community through continued service to the university as a student leader, while striving to change the culture and maintaining high ethical standards and the most unwavering integrity." Marie has served as various vice presidents in the Greek community, as well as serving as treasurer for the Associated Students of Construction Management. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Marie Landsverk.
Our next recipient is Jessica Rochelle May. Jessica will graduate in May as a social science major. Jessica has held several Army ROTC leadership positions and has helped her chapter maintain programming requirements by leading personal development seminars. In her letter of recommendation, Lieutenant Colonel said, "Jessica's effectiveness as a leader and team member, combined with strict adherence to the Army values, earned her a rating in the top 15% of all cadets attending U.S. Army Cadet Command grueling cadet leadership course at Fort Knox, Kentucky." Congratulations, Jessica.
Mr. Esteban Mena is our next President's Award recipient. Esteban is a senior graduating in May with a degree in mechanical engineering. In a letter of recommendation, one wrote, quote, "Esteban is known as a student leader with the highest morals and ethics and works to ensure that the finances of his committee were being properly allocated and in the interest of all students. Esteban was the president of his fraternity, La Hermanidad de Omete, yes, where he was awarded the Arete Greek Award for President of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Esteban Mena.
Please help me welcome our next recipient, Brad Neudorfer. Brad is in his senior year here at WSU Pullman pursuing his bachelor's in science in construction management. Currently serving as president of the Associated Students of Construction Management, many wrote in support. Brad has proved to be the best ASCM president in the last 10 years. Additionally, Brad has team captain for the 2016 commercial team that took second place at the ASC student competition, as well as first place in the 2016 NWCCC battle in Seattle. In a letter of support, one said, Through Brad's self-awareness and personal empowerment, he has provided equity, social justice, and social awareness to provide true servant leadership to all those he comes in contact with. Congratulations, Brad.
Our next President's Award recipient is Malia Nordquist. Malia is a senior at Washington State and is pursuing a bachelor's degree in psychology. Malia holds a strong and positive presence in the psychology department, especially in her current role as the president of the psychology club. She regularly mentors other undergraduate students in areas of leadership and academic success. Malia also interns within the WSU Alumni Association, where she aims to serve her fellow classmates as well as the community. In one letter of support, it was written, quote, "She is an encouraging, empowering, approachable, and passionate young woman." Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Malia Nordquist.
Megan Nyquist is our next awardee. Megan will graduate this spring as an animal science major in pre-veterinary medicine. In a letter of recommendation, the Director of Global Learning wrote, "Megan has vastly exceeded our expectations for our student volunteers in more ways than one. She consistently creates important connections to enable more hard-to-reach students to consider their role as global citizens. It is clear she has a love for livestock, likes to share that with others, and is serious about her craft. Megan has held several positions in the Dairy Club, is the president of the WSU Collegiate Horsemen's Association, and works as a peer advisor in the Office of International Programs Global Learning Department." Congratulations, Megan.
That is an adorable photo with that cow. That props.
I think that's a baby cow.
That's a baby cow.
Yeah,
Baby cow. Calf, yes. Political science, I know nothing about
Right?
that. Nonetheless, our next award recipient is Allison Teresa Osmanson. Allison is a senior here at Washington State, majoring in material science and engineering. She is a founding member and serves as vice president of her multicultural society, Delta Xi Phi. Maintaining high academic achievement while balancing work and extracurricular activities, Allison has excelled and shown tremendous growth, not only as a student and colleague, but more importantly, as a global citizen. In a letter of recommendation, one wrote, quote, "Allison has pushed herself and others to be personally transformative and politically engaged to create an inclusive and equitable community for all." Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Allison Osmanson.
Please help me in welcoming Stephen Pop. Stephen is a senior at WSU in the pursuit of a bachelor's degree in psychology and anthropology. Stephen serves as the psychology department's student ambassador and attends many recruiting events held by the university throughout the year. In a letter of support, one wrote, "Stephen often answers students' and parents' questions better than the staff. Because he is relatable and proficient in these areas, he is often pulled away to help other departments." Stephen also volunteers for the nonprofit organization Alternatives to Violence on the Palouse, where he practices advocacy-based counseling. He has received over 40 hours of crisis advocacy training, which allows him to respond to emotional support and/or crisis calls to provide immediate crisis intervention, make legal and counseling referrals, and assesses the intensity of the client's situations. Congratulations, Stephen.
Very big guy. Our next recipient is Mr. Corbin Poppy. Corbin is a senior pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Economic Sciences with an emphasis in policy and law. He has been a member of ASWSU since 2013, holding several positions including the Director of Finance and Director of Community Outreach. He is an active member of his fraternity, Beta Theta Pi, and is a member of not one, but two honor societies, interns with Student Legal Services, as well as sits on a variety of university committees and boards. Corbin has excelled at walking the line between community leader and fraternity member as co-chair of the Greek Standards Board, and has seen several new bylaws passed under his leadership that have essentially pushed the Greek community forward. In a letter of support, one wrote, quote, "Corbin is a passionate leader and strengthens those whom he leads." Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Corbin Poppy.
Our next awardee is Charisse Adriana Reyes. Charisse is a senior majoring in pre-law and political science here at WSU Pullman. Beginning as an officer with the Native American Women's Association, Charisse's leadership roles progressed, resulting in a Senate position and election as chair of the Coalition for Women Students. As part of the first cohort for the Tribal Nation Building Leadership Program, she has demonstrated herself as an excellent role model for other students and has facilitated other students' active involvement because of her leadership. In a letter of recommendation, one wrote, "I have witnessed firsthand Charisse's tenacity, strong spirit, and excellence in all she does. She holds her ground in her values and ideas while being able to listen and find common ground and a solution." With plans to attend law school, Charisse has a strong interest in policy affecting Native Americans. Congratulations, Charisse.
At this time, please help me welcome our next recipient, Miss Emily Strode. Emily is a senior graduating this spring with a degree in political science and a pre-law concentration. Emily worked full-time as a student lobbyist in Olympia during the 2016 legislative session. In addition, over the past several years, she's held various ASWSU positions both within the Senate and other areas. In a letter of recommendation, one wrote, quote, "Emily has held herself to very high personal standards, actions, and her presentation. She has demonstrated integrity with her word and promises in a highly predictable legislative campus environment." Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emily Strode.
Next, we'd like to welcome Crystal Swanson. Crystal is a senior graduating in May with double majoring in mathematics and economic sciences. In a letter of support, one wrote, "Crystal truly stands out as an honest, dedicated, hardworking, focused leader who has a great sense of pride and responsibility. Crystal has held several positions on ASWSU over the past several years, as well as being on the President's Student Advisory Board." Congratulations, Crystal.
Sarah Joanne Tiffany is our next recipient. Sarah is a senior and is pursuing a bachelor's degree in biology and pre-physical therapy. Sarah is the founder and president of the student organization In It to End It, which holds programs such as Shine a Light on Slavery and The Tunnel of Oppression. Additionally, Sarah is a leader in the international community as she strives to create a positive environment for international students who may not otherwise feel at home during their time in the United States. Not only does she embody a leader in academics, quality programming, and organizational outcomes, she is a leader who gains respect from those whom she serves, collaborates with, and works under. In a letter of support, one said, quote, "Sarah and her team have raised several $1,000s to bring awareness and action focused programming on the topic of slavery to Washington State this semester alone. She is to be commended and awarded. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Sarah Joanne Tiffany.
Our next presidential awardee is Devin Truby. Devin is a junior at WSU majoring in communication and sports management. In a letter of recommendation, one said, "Throughout Devin's tenure as a staff member, she has raised the bar and been a phenomenal role model to her peers in exemplifying the care, critical thinking, and responsibility that is needed to lead a community of students. Devin has served as the Hall Ambassador and residential advisor for Northside while being highly involved in her sorority as a Vice President of Member Development." Congratulations, Devin.
Miss Ashley Vu is our next recipient. Ashley is a senior here at Washington State University, majoring in mechanical engineering and pre-med with minors in both mathematics and biology. Yes, you heard correct. She has been a member of the top varsity 8 of the WSU lightweight women's rowing team all 4 years and held the team's treasurer position. More recently, she took the helm as the women's commodore, which is the head of the team, I learned today in rehearsals. In a letter of support, one wrote, quote, Ashley has been an integral part of building and growing the team, and as part of its blossoming into a large, diverse, and successful athletic program. Nothing short of an exceptional athlete, Ashley has also served as president of the Student Alumni Association's Ambassadors Club for the last 2 years. With a goal to study medicine at the Elson S. Floyd College of Medicine, she has proven to be a standout leader during her time at Washington State in her various capacities, and no doubt will continue that at the medical school. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ashley Vu.
Our next recipient is Chloe Westgate. Chloe is a senior majoring in criminal justice. Chloe is involved in numerous leadership and service efforts across campus, serving as president for WSU's Alpha Phi Sigma chapter, the National Criminal Justice Honor Society. She is also a head program leader for Women's Transit, a member of the Criminal Justice Club, and has multiple internships with Spokane and Pullman police departments. Beyond public safety and criminal justice, Chloe is a scholarship chair for her Greek sorority, Alpha Delta Pi. In a letter of recommendation, one wrote, many students strive to better the WSU and Pullman community, but few are as dedicated and hands-on as Chloe. Her involvement is a reflection of her character, passions, and belief about the world around her, and has never been about selfish gain. Congratulations, Chloe.
Ready, big guy? Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Jeremiah White as our next recipient. Jeremiah is a senior in pursuit of a bachelor's degree in human development and family studies. In a letter of recommendation, one wrote, quote, Jeremiah has a true passion for living out his personal beliefs and values, and this extends to represent the mission of the organization for which he is involved. The sheer amount of time that he spends thinking about actions that align with values-based decisions is truly impressive. He is considerate and kind, while also being a great consensus builder and a visionary. Jeremiah currently serves as the vice chair of the ASWSU Student Veterans Committee, along with being one of the captains for our Cougar Lobby team for this past year's Coup Day at the Capitol. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in congratulating Mr. Jeremiah White.
James Joseph Whitbread is our next awardee. James is studying mathematics at WSU. Since arriving to the Pullman campus, James has been a member of several pep bands and mathematics tutor, and is the president/founder of the National Alliance on Mental Illness. In his letter of recommendation, an emotional health coordinator wrote, James is an extraordinary WSU undergraduate who has, in the face of unfathomable calamity, chosen to act with leadership within our community by turning his mental health experiences into action. I'm completely astounded by the dedication and authentic passion I see as James actively affects change at WSU. Congratulations, James.
And at this time, please help me welcome our final President's Award recipient, Miss Victoria Pearl Young. It pays to have the last letter in the alphabet represent. Victoria is a junior at Washington State, as in pursuit of a bachelor's degree in comparative ethnic studies with minors in pop culture, women's studies, and Spanish. Her efforts in advocating for underrepresented populations on campus through the organization Wake Up WSU not only shows that she's a leader representing the voices that are unheard on campus, but that she's also a leader who is unafraid to be challenged as well. In a letter of support, one wrote, quote, Victoria has blossomed into a wonderful and impactful leader throughout her time at Washington State. She is hardworking and extremely dedicated, and I am proud to call her one of my former students. Ladies and gentlemen, our final President's Award recipient, Miss Victoria Pearl Young. Truly, we heard some amazing stories from all our recipients tonight, and I challenge and encourage and continue to applaud the work of all members of the Washington State community. And with that, let us give one more round of applause to our undergrad recipients for the President's Awards.
Fingerprints. For our final presentation this evening, we are honored to be a part of For our final presentation this evening, we are honored to be a part of the presentation for the Virginia E. Thomas Endowed Scholarship for Leadership, Coaching, and Mentoring. To help us in making this presentation, we would like to invite an individual who has been instrumental in both continuing the messages of leadership first shared by Virginia and in creating this award in Virginia's memory. Steve Wymer is a 2001 graduate of the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication. As a freshman in 1996, Steve wrote an editorial for the Evergreen criticizing student government. Then ASWSU President Matt Kairis expressed his displeasure by presenting him an overflowing apple box of drawings and plans for a proposed WSU Student Recreation Center and challenged Steve to be a leader, not a critic. Steve went on to serve an unprecedented 3 terms as ASWSU president, proudly cutting the ribbon with other student leaders at the grand opening ceremony of the Student Rec Center days before graduating. Today, Steve is Vice President of Corporate Affairs and Communication at TiVo in Silicon Valley, where he leads global media relations, state and local government affairs, internal leadership development, and international brand marketing. Please join me in welcoming Steve Wymer to the stage to present the Virginia E. Thomas Award.
Thank you, sir. Sorry. It's all right. Thank you very much. I thought you were sitting over here like it was American Idol and you were the last one. I didn't know who was going to win. It's really an honor to be here with you all tonight. I wanted to thank, by the way, President Bernardo, I wanted you to know that for almost probably 20 years, I've seen Bob tell people where to stand. So you're in a long line of good people there. It is really a pleasure to be here with you tonight, mostly because Virginia Thomas is a very, very, very dear friend of mine, somebody who shaped my life beyond probably my parents more than anybody. Virginia was, and I want to read you a little excerpt of a speech that she gave once when she was departing her tenure here at WSU. But Virginia is a very, very special person. And before we hand out her scholarship and acknowledge some of the sort of history and background that Virginia had in creating it, I want to share with you all how it just struck me how, as I looked at this fine group of student leaders here on campus, that the essence of Virginia's real passion about this award really comes through in how many of these students are recognized without having some fancy title. And I just want you guys to know who won this award. I have 3 of these awards in a closet. My wife made me put them far back in the closet several years ago. It won't be long until that plaque, that beautiful plaque, by the way, that you have, means nothing. But the treasures of what you've done here on this campus and the people you've been able to touch, the people you've been able to meet, the mentors you've been able to earn, and the friendships and relationships you've developed, that's a treasure forever. And this representation of this award tonight is really the epitome of that gift that you get. Well, I was talking with our awesome Taylor and Kyle, our new incoming president and vice president. I was telling them, I was ranting about some old war stories, and I was telling them the perks of this job when you're a student body president. The perks of the job are not the stuff that people think would be the perks of the job. It's not the title, it's not your resume, it's not the fact that you get to go and knock on a ton of doors and ask people to vote for you. It's that you earn mentors. Bob took me once down 18 years ago, down in the bottom of Holland Library with Bob Smalley. Anybody here know Bob Smalley? Bob Smalley worked here for, 742 years? And Bob knew every single wrinkle about what happened at WSU. And he had pictures to prove it. And Bob helped me in a project I came up with to try to collect every Chinook in the history of WSU. There's one actually that's like a beaver pelt Chinook from 1890. Say that, all right? So these are the real treasures. When you meet Keith Lincoln and you get to meet and interact with people who you know far beyond your time here at WSU. And when you're able to come here and make a dent on this campus, to be recognized by your peers and recognized by the president, and the spirit of Virginia, which I'm going to share with you in a little bit, the spirit of that award that gives you this great honor, it's a lot bigger than that plaque. So I just want to encourage you all to keep the fire burning and remain passionate about this institution. It's a really special place. Dr. Schultz is going to get here and find out as the new president. I don't know if he got to walk uphill to meetings both ways in Kansas, but he is here, and he's going to find out a lot more about the special dynamics of WSU and our community. And by the way, I'll tell you, before somebody here prepared this awesome description of Virginia for me, I will say, Virginia Thomas, when she came up with this award, she called it the President's Award, not because the president, who by the way was my hero and mentor, Sam Smith at the time, Dr. Sam Smith, she called it the President's Award not because it was actually even the president's idea, and not because the president's office funded it, but she thought if she called it the President's Award, she could get the president's office to help pay for it. And they didn't. And so we held the award for a few years, and the president felt a little shame standing here shaking everyone's hand over and over again and not supporting it. And so after a couple years, we got him to help fund it. And now you all went with this really strategic idea to go away from calling the whole ceremony the President's Award, and I don't think you all are funding it anymore. So it's Teo, you want a project? There you go. Okay. So, sorry, there's so many cool aspects to this opportunity, and I want to read you a little bit of just facts and figures here. The Virginia E. Thomas, about this scholarship we're about to announce, the Virginia E. Thomas Endowed Scholarship honors a legacy of excellence, integrity, character, discovery, and service. As the director of the Leadership Center at Washington State University from 1995 to 2001, and the founding director of what is now Student Involvement and Leadership Development through 2003, Virginia served the university and its students in a variety of roles, through which she displayed a breadth of leadership knowledge, skills, and qualities. One of which, by the way, was to take a cocky little student body president, yank him into a room by his collar, shut the door, and say, "What are you thinking?" to me often. That happened more times than I can count. As an advisor to the Associated Students, officers, and numerous other organizations, Virginia inspired excellence, modeled integrity, and encouraged discovery and innovation. By the way, Virginia, if you didn't know her, she was about this tall when she played college volleyball, and you could tell it was on pure determination. She was just going to kill you every time she played it, and I love that about her. So, the Virginia E. Thomas Endowed Scholarship Award is presented to an undergraduate student who has excelled in efforts to impact student life at Washington State University, but more importantly, has also excelled in leading and coaching others to be better leaders. This award is presented annually to a continuing undergraduate student who will be with us for the following academic year. The reason we came up with that is we didn't want to give this award to somebody who would be leaving to go give their talents to a wonderful company or a cause. We wanted them to stay here on campus and grow this legacy and inspire additional people to be like them and ultimately carry on Virginia's legacy. So the students are awarded a $1,000 scholarship established for the award, as well as to support some of the many leadership programs created by Virginia that continue to be offered today. The award was established by Virginia's colleagues, friends, and former students, some of whom have joined us both in person and watching online this evening. To honor this occasion, the scholarship will be awarded concurrently tonight with our President's Awards. Here's an excerpt of a speech that Virginia gave. I think it captures her essence. And I wish I can never do Virginia justice because she's such a transformative teacher and coach and mentor. But here's some words that I think describe her really well from a speech she gave here at campus before she left. So what have I learned, she asks? That it absolutely matters how you live your life. That no action is trivial. We can demonstrate our love and care in the smallest of acts. And the accumulation of those small acts results in a lifetime of respect, admiration, dedication, and love. That we never have enough time to spend with the ones we love. That we indeed hand down many things to future generations, and it is up to us to make sure people know our story. Our greatest gift to those we love is meaning and context and understanding. Those who come after us will want to know who we are, why we live the way we did, and what our passions were. So, Virginia Thomas is a special lady, and it's really an honor to award this scholarship. Before I do, I just want to share with you one last thought. Dr. Smith, I mentioned he was my mentor. He was the president here for quite some time. He came to Washington State from Penn State University, and he followed probably one of the most famous champions of student leaders in our history here at WSU, Dr. Glenn Terrell, who the Friendship Mall is made after. And trust me, to get elected student body president 3 times, you have to shake a lot of hands in the Friendship Mall and talk to a lot of people. It's a neat place, and Dr. Terrell used to sit out there on the days. In fact, his secretary would get really mad at him because he'd be late to everything, because he'd be sitting out on the mall talking to students as they brought their concerns to him. And so when Dr. Smith arrived following him, he had big shoes to fill. Dr. Smith is the person who sort of took WSU across the state, the branch campuses, and I like to give him credit for Rose Bowls, all kinds of things, but he was just an awesome guy. And he told me something that sticks with me. This was 20 years ago. He said this to me, and I'll never forget it. He told me, because I fell into the trap that I think many of you type A awesome leaders in this room probably have fallen into and may in the future. And that is, I really had a twisted sense of what greatness was. I really thought greatness was awesome speakers and people who had great resumes and went to Harvard and had all kinds of just these amazing sort of accolades in their future. And that's what I define greatness as. Ken Griffey Jr. swinging a baseball bat, Michael Jordan hitting a three. And he told me greatness is like a lion in the jungle. It sneaks up on you when you least expect it. And then he taught me that greatness is sometimes doing little things that we think is really insignificant over and over consistently with a smile, concerned with others, caring about others, and making the world a better place by little things tonight. And so it kind of comes back to that edict of how you treat people who could do you no good. That's how I define a leader. And that's how I think that it really represents the chip on my shoulder that I have as a land-grant student, a WSU student, why it burns me whenever I see purple. Because I really have that underdog spirit, right? Where I believe truly that greatness is defined by those little things. And that adds up to something really good. It's not your ability to wow a crowd or where you went to school. It's how much you care about that community and what you did to make it better. So I'm so honored to be here with you tonight. I'm really honored to award this scholarship in Virginia's memory. I'm really worried here that I've lost the page that has their name on it. But it tells you something. If I feel this strongly about Virginia, and I know I saw other people here too, I saw Melanie Brown, and some of you raised your hands that you know Virginia. And those who know her, if you can find anyone on this campus who knows who Virginia was and worked with her, you should talk to them and get a little bit more insight into her, because she was a special lady. But to award this scholarship this evening to this person is an incredible honor, and I am tremendously honored to even be affiliated with Virginia, and so should Trinidad Chavez. Hey, let's stand up for Trinidad. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I want you to know something. About 5 years ago when we founded this, we talked to student body presidents and student leaders and senators and other people who had known Virginia, and people gave as little as $25 to start this scholarship to honor Virginia. And this, as I mentioned, she's a very special lady. This is a special scholarship. Your legacy is already special. I was moved by your introduction and your award. This is, I'm biased, but this is the highest honor you could receive, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Trinidad, everybody come in.
Go Cougs!
Go Cougs! Go Cougs! Congratulations again, Trino. Thank you all so much for being with us to honor these outstanding individuals and groups tonight. The gallery was impressive, and it is heartening to see all the good work people are doing. To all of the honorees, organizations, and advisors, your engagement and service within the WSU community speaks loudly about who you are and about the friends you now have in an elite group. Leadership is not all about a passion, but instead about your actions. So lead on and go Cougs.